communication, which will outline, it would give, first of all, he will speak of the global financial situation to put the whole budget presentation in some context of what is happening globally, how that affects us here in the Bahamas. And then he will go on to outline any new government policies that we want to implement in this year. He will touch on the allocations in the budget, which ministries are getting the larger allocations. And basically what this communication represents is a report card, so to speak, of the government's performance financially over the past 4 years. When the communication is complete, there will be the laying of any legislation that is required. Every year we are required to actually pass an act to authorize the spending on the capital and on the recurrent side. So that will be done, and any other amendments to any existing laws will be laid at that time for first reading. And we return to Parliament on June 8th, 2 weeks following the communication, to begin what we call the second reading, and in effect to launch the budget debate, the debate on the budget. That gives members 2 weeks to prepare, and as you know, it's the day following the referendum. And I am expected to lead off the debate, and what I will do is elaborate on anything that's in the budget communication, highlight any specific new government policies, and give the Bahamian people more information on what is intended. Again, I will go into some more detail about the global context, how it affects the Bahamas, things such as our economic growth rate. I will give a review of the performance for the year, and then I will, to put that in context, speak of the performance, because in effect this is a report card, so to speak, on the government's performance. So I will speak on some of the reforms that we have undertaken since coming to office in 2012, speak about some of the initiatives that we did, both on the tax reform side, on the collection side, revenue administration, show the results of what we've been able to achieve, and go into detail on any additional measures that we want to implement. As you know, when we came into office in 2012, we were coming out of the global financial crisis. Our finances were severely hit. We had to implement a very, very significant reform in terms of the VAT. We did that. We were able to reduce customs duties in many, many areas. We were able to streamline some other taxes, and we'll be able to show the results of this reform. And we committed to continue to make adjustments where necessary to make the VAT easier to administer, to, where necessary, put in any additional exemptions, of course in the context of being manageable and not making the administration of the tax too complex. And so I will go through some of these things that we have done, show the results that we have achieved, and put that into the context, because sometimes you don't want to get into this technical language that people don't understand, but what we have to do is make sure that the Bahamian people, the ordinary man on the street, so to speak, understands that all of these things that we're doing in terms of budget has a very, very significant and real effect on their daily lives. In fact, a robust defense by ministers of government of their stewardship, of their ministries, what they have done so far, what they expect to do in this final year of this current administration. We expect from the opposing side, we expect a robust criticism of the government, and where they feel that we have not performed, where they feel that we have fallen short. Hopefully we will get some policy proposals from them as well. And for the backbench, we expect members again to speak about their constituencies, things that they need to put forward some ideas. So we expect a very, very robust debate, which is healthy, because we believe we have a good program for the country, but we're always open to constructive suggestions. So we expect it to be very, very lively. It should last anywhere from about 10 days to 2 weeks, bearing in mind we have to have this entire process complete in the House and the Senate in order that it come into effect on July 1st, the new budget year. So it's a very, exciting time in the country. There's a lot of work. We here in the Ministry of Finance, our job is to make sure that all of the ministers and the ministries and the departments have the resources that they feel that they need to fulfill their mandate. And so we do a very delicate balancing act, allocating the resources across all of the ministries, because the resources are scarce. There's only a certain amount of money that we are operating with. And so there's a very delicate balancing act amongst ministries who want to be aggressive, who want to implement programs, who need financial resources to do it, but we have to make sure that there's a balance that is struck. And that balance has to reflect the priorities of the administration: education, healthcare, social services, security. All are important. All departments are important. But when we're allocating, the Progressive Liberal Party administration, our focus has always been to give priority to things such as education, healthcare, security, so that we try to touch, using the public resources, those that are in most need.